5 biggest tech myths you probably believed to be true. We are already living well into the digital age, and thanks to the internet, access to information has never been this easy. However, most of us still find ourselves falling prey to some myths and falsehood claims about technology. Let's take a look at some of the biggest tech myths and misconceptions that a lot of us assumed to be true and should watch out for. Number 5. More megapixels means better camera. The release of a new 18 megapixel camera, for example, might give you the feeling that your 6MP shooter is already obsolete. You're most likely to purchase that newer smartphone with a higher megapixel camera because you think it's better. This case often applies to digital cameras or DSLRs as well. Manufacturers are banking heavily on this megapixel myth. You may notice that when companies introduce their new marquee smartphone products, one of the most highlighted aspects of the device is the camera, which, as they often say, packs more megapixels as compared to the older model. Make no mistake, megapixel numbers still mean something, as more MPs equates to more details in photos. But that's just about it. It doesn't necessarily give you a better picture. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to cameras, what matters more is the sensor and how it handles light coming into the lens. The bigger the sensor, the more amount of light it will capture. This basically determines the quality of image being captured. Number 4. Emptying recycle bin, trash, will permanently delete computer files. It makes sense that when deleting a computer file, a user actually erased it. And when you further go into emptying the recycle bin for Windows or trash for Mac, the data should have now vanished from your computer system. The fact is, deleting and emptying those bins don't necessarily remove the file. It only deleted the links to where the complete files were originally located. Deletion in computers works in such a way that a system won't actually erase the data, but instead deallocate the space it once took up on the hard drive. This opens up the space for new data to be written. This also means that remnants of the deleted information may still remain. A capable hacker could actually piece these bits of fragmented data together and rebuild them to what you thought to have gone forever. Scared? You don't have to be. There are tools that feature the so-called data incineration techniques, wherein the program overwrites the data in such a way that it's impossible for it to be recovered. Number 3. World Wide Web equals Internet. Both terms are often used interchangeably, thinking that they're the same thing, but their difference is night and day. By definition, the internet is a network that connects other networks through an electronic infrastructure wherein an exchange of information takes place. In short, the internet is a network of networks. The World Wide Web is only but just one of such networks and the most well-known. There are other networks out there that rely on the internet to function, such as email sites, peer-to-peer file sharing, P2P, online gaming sites, and instant messaging sites, just to mention a few. We mentioned infrastructures, and these are actually hardware that we often see and use, such as satellites, cellular towers, cables, servers, routers, and even that very computer you're using to watch this video. Admittedly, the web equals internet myth is somewhat a trivial issue in this niche, given that it doesn't drastically change nor greatly affect how we use our computers, phones, and/or smart TVs. Number 2. Cell phones cause cancer. Mothers have been warning their kids about using too much phone for fear that they'll get brain cancer from its radiation. Cell phones do emit radiation in the form of non-ionizing radio frequency waves, which can be absorbed by the human tissue. A report from the National Cancer Institute stipulated that this radio frequency energy emitted from handheld devices may have an effect on the brain tissue, especially when they're held close to the head. However, there is no evidence from studies made on human or animal cells that could directly link radio frequency energy and brain cancer. If there are any possible health effects of using too much phone, it could probably be the other non-cancer related afflictions, which commonly happen, by the way, such as tripping on sidewalks, smashing into walls, or getting hit by a car. More adverse side effects could be the user suffering from eye strain, stiff neck, or losing sleep from watching too many cat videos. Kids could also suffer the same condition, but is more psychological for them. Studies have shown that children who are addicted to cell phones often end up having poor attention spans. Teenagers and young adults who cannot break away from the social pressures of being constantly connected via their phones might also suffer undue stress and anxiety. And number 1, the miracle of rice. This myth takes away the cake. There are really those among us who, in desperation, would resort to solutions that come way too silly to be understood. One such tech-saving method is burying a wet phone or device in a cup of dry, uncooked rice. Conventional knowledge says that rice has the ability to absorb the moisture out of your phone, and it can even restore it back to life. The truth of the matter is, once the water gets inside a non-water resistant proof phone, it could seep into the device's circuit boards and cause damage, and there's no way that rice grains can undo that. Tech experts suggest that you're better off leaving your phone on a shelf to dry out, or buy a new one. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.